With Toastmaster Natalie Chayati.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining another meeting of Bhinneka Online Toastmasters Club. Woo! Wherever you are in the world, whether it's your morning, afternoon, evening, welcome and, warm welcome from all of us here at Bhinneka Online Toastmasters Club. My name is Natalie, the club president. Here with me is Ben, the VPE, and Nancy, the VPPR. We also have Rendra, the VPM, and Dia, our honorary member, our club coach, and also Apri, the club coach. And we have seen several familiar faces visiting us. Toastmaster Tenuri as the speaker today, distinguished Toastmaster David from the States as our evaluator, and our guest, Yolanda from the Netherlands/Bali. Do you want to introduce yourself briefly, Yolanda?
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Hello, Natalie. Hello, other members. I didn't remember your name, but I can see them here. I'm Jolanda. I'm coming from the Netherlands, as I told you already. I've been joining the Toastmasters for maybe 6, 7 years, but it's already around 6, 7 years ago. Um, I did some contests, especially on storytelling and the humoristic speech. Uh, and I tried to become a member in the Netherlands at the Toastmasters Club, but the distance is that far that I have to drive 1 hour and then 1 hour back. So that's not a good idea. But I spoke you yesterday, and I thought, wow, let's join this meeting. I'm very happy to be here. So that's me. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Yolanda. I think this is your first online Toastmaster Club meeting experience, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was asking me yesterday, how can an online club, give energy? Because even when you meet face to face, the energy is not always there. And I'm like, you come tomorrow and we'll show you. So I hope
Yeah.
you can enjoy tonight's meeting. We're in for a very good meeting. And I also see visiting Toastmasters. Hi, Joyces. Do you want to briefly introduce yourself? Hi. Go ahead,
Joyce.
Joyces.
Hello, I'm Joyce from Kuching Bilingual. Actually, is from Malaysia. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you for thank you for visiting us. It's great having you here and hope you enjoy the meeting. That's it. I just want to remind everyone that our club is the first online Toastmasters club in District 87, which comprises Indonesia, East Malaysia, and Brunei. And in Bhinneka Online Toastmasters Club, we believe and we uphold the club values as simple as ABC. Appreciate our club member, build each other's up, and celebrate our successes. Without further ado, I would like to give the virtual stage over to the Toastmaster of the meeting, who will lead tonight's meeting with such a great energy. So please help me welcome Toastmasters Nancy Marcella Afi.
Hey.
Hello, good morning, good evening, fellow Toastmaster friends and guests. Welcome back with me. I am Nancy, and it is a pleasure for me to be your Toastmaster of the meeting. Well, our today's meeting theme is loss in translations. What does it mean? It simply means sometimes what we say is not what people understand. We may speak clearly, we may choose the right words, but somehow the message changes when it reaches into someone else. And this doesn't only happen between different languages, it happens between cultures, between generations, between leaders and teams, and even between friends and family. When we say one thing, they understand something else. And sometimes the problem is not in the words, but it is the meaning behind the word. So that's why tonight we are going to dive deeply into this meeting theme, loss in translation. Before we go into the meeting theme, I would like to briefly explain the structure of the meeting. Well, today's meeting is divided into three sections. The first session is the prepare speech session, where members will deliver a speech that has been prepared before, and member will be evaluated by evaluators. And the second session of the meeting is table topic, which is one of the most exciting portion of this meeting, where all of us here can involve in this session. And last but not least, the third session is the evaluation session, where all of us here will be evaluated by the general evaluator and also the team. So now I would like to call upon our general evaluator to introduce his team. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Ben.
Hey.
Okay. Also, going on before that, I want to shout out another guest of ours that just popped in. Is it Leonie? Leonie, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone.
Where are you from? And what club are you representing?
Hello, I'm from Jakarta from SGBD Toastmasters Club.
Excellent. Thank you for coming in. So we have right now, I mean, just do the math, 11 people in this room. So out of the 11 people in this room, we have 5 countries represented with the U.S., Netherlands, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, and of course, Indonesia. And out of the 11 people, right, we have Bali represented, we have Yogyakarta, we have Surabaya, Malang, Garut, and now Jakarta. So even though a small group of people come together, we're very diverse. Actually, the funny thing is there's only 3 of us currently that are in Bali. And Joyce, where did she say she was at? Joyce, you said you're Malaysia. She said Malaysia. That's right. So that's pretty cool. That's why, sometimes the internet brings us together in some very fun ways where we can kind of get to know each other. Also, going with the theme, lost in translation. As an American, I had this problem all the time as a teacher here in Indonesia, where a lot of American English, we use idioms a lot. So I want to see if any of you all, maybe not David so much because he'll get them really quick. If no one gets it, David, you could just shout it out. I'm going to give you a couple idioms, and I want you guys to guess what those idioms mean. Okay? Not saying they're easy or not, because some they might be. If I said cut the corners, what would that be if I cut corners? Shout it out.
Looking for shortest way.
Saving budget.
Yes. Thinking what?
Shortcut.
Shortcut. Yeah, a shortcut. Yeah, it does. It can mean a shortcut, but cutting the corners, again, it's kind of like a shortcut. Doing something cheaply or carelessly to save money is also. It usually means to, like, again, a shortcut in life, doing something a little more inexpensive, but different meanings. But that's pretty good. One more. I'm gonna say, okay, burn the candles at both ends. I'm burning the candles at both ends.
Exhaust yourself.
True, but why?
Also, why?
You're kind of on the right path. What does it have to do with? Exhaust yourself doing what? Specifically working. So you work really early in the morning and work really late at night.
Inefficient work.
Burning candles on both ends. Because again, back in the day before electricity, you needed candles or like oil lamps to kind of work for light. So when it's dark in the morning, early morning, and it's dark late at night, you need candles on both sides. All right, I got a whole bunch more of these. But first, as a GE, of course, my job is to evaluate everything from when the meeting starts, even the whole preparation through the week, the communication that we have, which, spoiler alert, it's usually Natalie telling me or reminding me to set out the schedule. So she does that. But also, I have a great team of people here that's going to help put this thing all together. Let's have us introduce them real quick. Myself, Marendra is the counter. Hey, sir, can you introduce your role?
Sure. Thank you, GE Ben. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters. The good news is I see that all of you are Toastmaster, yet I will show you something that helps you knowing your or unnecessary words using within your time. So if you pay attention that I already make this, those are names. Everyone that has chance to speak in our meetings tonight. I'll count both in lexicals and non-lexicals unnecessary words. For the example of lexicals are yeah, what, I know, so okay, right, all right, which is excessively used, meaning that if you are avoiding these words, it will not change the essence of your sentence at all. It's also applied to the non-lexical and the right sides. It's like repeated word. You say hello, hello, long pause, elongated word, and tongue click, like things that, well, it doesn't impact your sentence. I will give the reports once our GE bands invites me to give the reports. I think that's all. I give the control back to our GE band. Time's yours.
All right. Very good. And again, Marendra's counter report is pretty thorough. So be ready for that. Next is our grammarian, distinguished Toastmaster Natalie Chayati.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. And yes, I'm back as your grammarian and also ballot counter, but I'm gonna explain my duty as a grammarian first. So I'm going to listen very carefully to all the conversation that's happening in our meeting tonight. I will note down some great uses of language. It could be something that we all can learn together, something that we can use. And I also will note down some improvement that we can learn together to remove from our speeches or to add to our speeches. Now I want to introduce the word of the day, and the word of the day for today is nuance. Can you unmute and say it together with me? Nuance.
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 Nuance. Nuance. And the meaning of nuance is a subtle distinction or variation, a subtle quality, or a sensibility to express delicate shadings or like meanings, feelings, or value. So an example is there are some nuances in individual's voice. So there are different shades or different layers of sensibility in somebody's voice. So I'm going to take note of the people who use nuance in our meeting tonight, and I will report everything at the second half of the meeting along with Ben. Back to you, GE.
All right. Thank you very much. And again, one of the most important roles, I think, they're all important roles, by the way. But for me, if you know me, I'm all about time. Being starting exactly on time, ending on time, or early. That's even better. But our timer is going to be Toastmaster Dia.
Thank you. Am I audible, everyone?
Yeah, you are visible.
Thank you. Thank you. So, good evening and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters here. I'm your timer, and it is my duty to time and give signal in every session of our meeting tonight. As our Toastmaster of the meeting, Toastmaster Nancy, said that we have 3 sessions tonight. On prepared speech session, I will time the speaker 5 to 7 minutes. And then in table topics, 1 to 2 minutes, and also in evaluation session 2 to 3 minutes. I will give the signal with timing green, yellow, and red. Green means that you can still continue with your speech. At prepare speech, green means 5 minutes, and then at table topic, green means 1 minute. And in evaluation session, green means 2 minutes, while yellow meaning you have to wrap up your speech. In prepare speech, it means 6 minutes. In table topics, it means 1 minute and 30 seconds, while in evaluation session, it means 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Last but not least, wrap means you have to wrap up immediately with your speech. In prepare speech, means 7 minutes. In table topic, it means 2 minutes. And in evaluation session, means 3 minutes. Don't forget, you still have 30-second grace period, and I will give the timing report at the end of the session. Over to you, our GE Toastmaster Ben.
All right. Excellent job. And again, as I said before, right, my whole report will be at the end of the meeting as well. And a little tip for everybody, when you speak to an international audience, cultural nuance becomes extremely important. All right. That is my introduction here. Let's give it back to our Toastmaster of the evening, Toastmaster Nancy.
Thank you, Mr. GE, fellow Toastmaster and friends. We have heard from our general evaluator and his team, and they will work hard towards this meeting. Well, now we want to get into the first session of our meeting. It is the prepare speech session. And tonight we have one amazing speaker that have been working hard in the project. So we have one prepared speaker tonight, and our prepared speaker will be evaluated by Toastmaster Dave. And with that, I would like to invite Toastmaster Dave to introduce and also to explain about the projects. So Toastmaster Dave, the screen is yours.
Nancy, I don't think I was given that information, so I don't have that to share.
My fault. Okay. Yeah, that's my fault.
Oh, okay.
And
We're flexible at Toastmasters.
Yeah,
I got it. Hold up. Here we go. So the title is called The Song That Was Never Sung. Right? Is that right, Taneri?
Okay. So I will just explain about the project a little bit about the name and also the project that our speaker is doing. So our prepared speaker tonight is doing Dynamic Leadership Level 1 Project 3. The time is 5 to 7 minutes, and the title of the speech is The Song That Was Never Sung.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so we'll just start it anyways, right? To the prepared speech. Okay, Toastmaster Tanuri, the song that was never sung. The song that was never sung, Toastmaster Tanuri. You may start whenever you're ready.
Am I audible and visible? Am I audible and visible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. And I will start my speech in 3, 2, and 1. Now, raise your hand if you think I'm like a pop song, always hyped up, fun, and lively. And now raise your hand if you think I'm someone who prefers a more of a steady, predictable lifestyle, like a classical song. Everyone, take a good look at these people because these are the ones who knows nothing about it. A very good day, dear honored Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmasters, and my dear musical notes. I used to believe that everyone was fate, and everyone was a musical note that I was meant to meet with. Lab partners, friends, romance interests. That I thought that we were meant to cross paths, stay connected, and string a beautiful, harmonious music together. But then I learned not every tune goes with every song, and sometimes there's just no other way about it. Let me introduce you to this guy. I met him in a chaotic classroom, papers everywhere, the whiteboard markers screeching, and that unmistakable smell of fresh textbooks. And I knew he would be unforgettable the moment our conversation reached this. Tell you might be spoiled if you're an only child. I'm the oldest of 5 boys and 1 girl. I am not 6 siblings. 6 siblings? That's a lot of protection for your sister. I mean, I had spent my whole life negotiating TV time with no one. And this fellow has been conducting a Model United Nations meeting since birth. We clicked anyway. Late night voice notes when I was stressed about deadlines. Him remembering the tiniest detail about me. And also the way his smile and laugh would cut through my panic. We were not together, but we were that close. So close, like we were friends who could finish each other's sentences. His life was like this. And my life was like this. And I thought and together we would sound like this. But in reality, we sounded like this. And which theoretically doesn't make sense because we have the same values. Like the warm, steady kind, like you could feel in your chest, like a hot cup of Milo on a rainy evening. I'm an early bird who was spontaneous, and he was a night owl, and he was a predictable night owl. But when you really, really start to like someone, you kind of end up slipping into their worlds, even when nobody asked you to. I tried his lifestyle, time blocking everything, meal prepping on Sundays, an alarm to remind me I had a maths assignment, and another alarm to remind me I had an assignment for alarm for an assignment. And he tried to match my schedule by waking up at 4 a.m. And I'm pretty sure he sat on his bed questioning every life choice that led him to see a sunrise water. We have the same personality, the same lyrics, and most importantly, we were willing to change ourselves for each other. Again and again and again. We would work out, right? We were perfect, right? It was obvious, right? And a few weeks later, under the warm, glowing evening sun, he said, Henry, I like you. Yes! But we can't be together. But why? He said, this is me and this is you. We are like the same lyrics, but made to a whole different song. We live differently. You will not enjoy the things I do, and I will not be fascinated by the things you love. Not because we don't care, we tried, but because we will have to change too much. And that remember that day when you asked me feedback for the novel you were writing? I was at a loss because I am not a reader, and I saw the look on your face when you tried my routine and things that I love. And I could never be the one whom you would go for advice, or never the one you could rely on for an intellectual debate. You will not be constant enough for me, and I will not be the challenge that you need. And we both deserve partners who have not just a singular personality, but also a lifestyle. We stayed in contact for another few more weeks to finish our projects, and eventually the typing bubbles vanished. The screen went dark. I never messaged him again. I never met him. Without realizing, I had said the last hello, and he had said the last goodbye. And the universe has a strange way of saying that once you complete your lesson and part with a particular person, you will never see them again. Not even if you live in the same neighborhood or have the same set of friends. Because we tried to change for each other for the relationships. And if we did so, he would lose the girl he liked, and I would lose the boy that I admired. He felt overwhelmed in my spontaneity, and I felt trapped in his structure. And yes, compromise is healthy, but self erasure is not. Because it just doesn't matter, no matter how much you want someone, how much they want you, or how much you both want each other. When you two don't make a beautiful song. And if you are wondering whether someone is truly right for you, here is the simplest sign. You don't have to be less to be loved. And hopefully, you won't end up on a YouTube video in the middle of the night made by a random 13-year-old titled 10 Signs They Have a Secret Crush on You. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Give a round of applause to our prepared speaker, Toastmaster Tanuri. Congratulations for completing your projects and thank you for sharing your stories about relationship. Hope that we can learn something from your speeches. Well, fellow Toastmaster, friends and guests, for our prepared speeches, we only have one speaker. So now we are done with our prepared speaker. And before we move to our next section, we are going to do a photo session. So please, everyone can help me to turn on your camera first. So we would like to take a photo.
Okay,
Okay.
everyone, please turn on your video. Natalie, can you be real? And Dave, can you turn on your video? Also applies to Joyce.
Rendra,
Are
I
you there,
think
Joyce?
I can't do the video right now, but yeah, the avatar will do.
How about you, Dave? Are you there? Joyce? Okay. Let's cheers with passport style first. Okay. You are proceeding your passport and take photos with passport style. 3, 2, and 1. I think I believe that's not the passport, but it's okay. Hold on seconds. I have to paste it here and there because we used to use it as a documents to our clubs. Hold on. Now, based on the theme of today, okay, just pretend that you know the theme of today and how to express using your pose. Okay. Wait. 3, 2, 1. Super. Hold on. I'll do 3 times. Wait. Okay. I have to paste here and there. Now use the the word of the day. Use the word of the day to express your pose. Okay. 3, 2, and 1. Done. Finish Toastmasters of the meeting. I'm done.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Rendra, for your help in photo session. Okay, fellow Toastmasters, we have done with our first session and now we are going to switch gears to the second session of the meeting. So the second session of the meeting is the table topic session. So it's all about thinking on your feet. Speaking confidently, of course, and also give confidently and also speak clear. Just like in our real life, sometimes our message can be misunderstood, right? It's like lost in translation. So, table topic challenges us to navigate unexpected and communicate effectively without preparation. So, let's see whether we are lost in translation or we are going right on the path. In our table topic session will be led by table topic master. So now I would like to invite our table topic master, Toastmaster Apri, to lead the session. Toastmaster Apri, the screen is yours.
All right, thank you, Toastmaster Nancy. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my session. This is the most awaiting session, I believe, in our meeting today. This is the double topic session. I think all of you already know what exactly double topic. Basically, I will give you a topic or opinion or question for, and you need to give answer for 1 until 2 minutes. So remember the timer, Toastmaster Dia. She will turn on the green color at minute 1 and the yellow color at 1 minute 30 seconds, and also the red color at 2 minutes. So please pay attention to your time, and also don't forget to use word on the day. For today is nuance. So everyone want to try? Don't be shy. So I believe all of you will have a chance to take a role, to take a chance in this session.
I'll
Okay.
go.
Okay, we have Ben, number 1.
All right.
Can you see my screen, right? So I will spin the wheel for you. I have either a question or a quote for this one. Well, this is a quote. Words are, of course, the most powerful drugs used by mankind. This is from Rudyard Kipling. So, time is your friend.
Okay. Have you ever heard the quote, "The pen is sharper than the sword"? Right? Our words are powerful, right? We can go into battle and fight all the time, but what happens when you when you create a peace treaty, it's done with words, right? So the idea of like just violence and destruction, but words can solve it. Our words are powerful. They hurt feelings, they make people happy, they make people cry, they connect, right? We can woo people with our words. They're like sometimes our words can be really just nasty and cut right through someone's soul. Like a little bit of nuance can turn, and again, with the same type of words, you can make people fall in love and make people cry. Right? Again, you can hurt someone physically, but with their words, they start to linger in a way where you'll never forget how someone makes you feel with the words they choose to use. Again, if they make you happy, you're always going to remember that person. You can hurt your body, right? Break your arm, bones heal, right? Physical like pain will heal. But again, those words, you could sit there and linger 10 years, 20 years from now and still remember exactly what a teacher said to you, right? Someone you really liked said to you. And at the end of the day, like you're just dwelling on what someone said so much. So yes, words are these powerful things that if we choose to use them in the right way, we could be like reusing them centuries later, right? Today in America is President's Day, right? 7 years ago, our forefathers, as Abraham Lincoln. Kids are still learning that same speech. Martin Luther King, right? February, Black History Month, right? The idea of "I have a dream." These words go on for decades and generations and generations. So the idea, if we choose the right words, we can make a big impact. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
All right, thank you, Ben, for your answer. Yeah, I also believe that word is one of the most powerful things, especially when we some kind of skill how to use it, and that's why we in Toastmasters we learn how to use word correctly, so we can persuade people to do something that also make a big impact in our life and also our community. Okay, thank you, Ben. Let's go the next one. Want to try? Then we say. So everyone will take a chance though.
Can I?
Okay, we have Nancy. Okay, Nancy. Okay, spin the wheel. And forget to use what on the day once. Oh, this is a question for you. What can we do to preserve subtle meaning in conversation?
Okay. When we meet with people, whatever they are, who are older or at the same age with us, of course, we want to speak nicely. We want to communicate with a good words, make a good communication with them. But in communication, I think there is also a technique that we have to use in communication. So when we communicate with others, we are presenting our ideas and we also try to understand what our what the speaker in front of us say about um about what they are talking about. So we try to maintain those things, and there must be a technique between that, right? So what I would say is that by using the technique to while we are doing communication, so that by using by picking up a good words, we can let let people know what we want to say. So I think that is how I think about it. So that is all for me because I'm quite confused. I lost in translation, I guess. Okay, back to you, Toastmaster Apri.
Correct. Thank you, Mother Nancy, for your tips. Yeah, I do believe that choosing the right word is one of the key points, especially if you want to make our conversation can be easy to understand. Sometimes when we use a lot of jargon, people will be confused about what we talk to other people. So that is the thing. That's yeah. That is a really good tips for you to have choosing the right word, especially for different audience, right? Okay, next want to try. We have Yolanda. Who is Yolanda? I don't see. Oh yeah, Yolanda. Do you want to try, Yolanda? Mm,
Yeah, here
okay,
I am.
sure, sir. I will give you a topic. Let's see. Okay, I will spin the wheel.
Here we go.
Oh, this is a quote. Even silence has nuance.
Whoa. And it's also unknown who made this sentence.
Hmm.
Can you hear me? Yeah? Okay. I think even silence has nuances is a sentence that is mostly used in a marriage. I think the communication between man and wife can be with words, can be with gestures, but I think especially women have the trick to say nothing, just to make their point. If we are insulted, or someone is talking too much, or let's say the husband wants me to do something that I don't want to do, I can argue and I can use words and I can use gestures, but the most powerful thing is just to be silent and just look. Just look. Not straight in the eyes, but give him I don't know the word in English, but give him a look and then continue with what you're doing. It's not about words, it's about the feeling that you send with your sentence, with your lost in translation. Now I'm lost in translation. So I think silence, people, we should more and often learn and do and practice silence. Thank you very much.
Thank you, that's what Yolanda. Yeah, I think silence is one of the most deadly things we can do, right? Because it's very hard for me to see people if they don't talk. So it's either
I
he
cannot
is,
hear you.
yeah, either there is mad or not. So yeah, I think that the silence is one of the most important things, especially when we try to make a boundary, right, to other people. So that is. Thank you, Tamara Yolanda, for your answer and also your opinion. Okay, next one to try. Anyone? Leonie, want to try?
Sure.
All right. Okay. Spin the wheel. Oh, is a question. How does tone add deeper meaning to communication?
We are all in Toastmasters, so we know about vocal variety. And what we first learned about vocal variety, one of them would be tonality. Tonality is the different nuance that you can give to your sentences. If you say something like, well, I don't like this, it has a neutral tonality. But if you say, I don't like this, it gives a little bit of angrier vibe to it. As you can see, different tone give different nuance to the message that you want to convey. So that is why we learn about how to communicate here, because it's really important how you put things, because people will perceive it differently, and you have to be very careful about that. If you want to be perceived as a person who is calm and collected, try to use a wise tonality. But if you want to be perceived like someone who would get exploded by even the littlest thing, then yes, your tonality might give that kind of illustration. So be mindful of what your tonality in sentences that you use in everyday life. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
All right, thank you, Tasmania Leonie. Yeah, I do believe that tonality is one of the most important thing in communication, especially we want to try to pursue people. I remember when when someone mad at me, I mad to someone when I have a cheerful tonality. My suggestion is don't take it so seriously because my tonality. So yeah, I think the tonality is one of the key or the key point how to make conversation powerful. Thank you, Mr. Leonie. Next one to try. Marendra, you want to try?
Okay, let's go.
Like, another question. Have you ever lost an important subtle meaning when explaining something?
Yes, I do. Yes, I have. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, my English speaking skill is not suddenly like this level. It is a growing since the seed into the tree. There were moments when I was trying to explain something using English when my skill was not meet what it should. So of course I lost some subtle meaning in my message to send it to the audience. So that's why I keep on communicating with friends who knows me and willing to practice English with me. This is one and only way in Indonesia to learn communication in English. Yet, if I realize at that childhood moment, the loss somehow make even funnier moment because my my dia- my dialogue counterparts really needs to ask me again what actually I was talking. For this kind of scenario, it depends the connection between me and them. But it will not happen if the counterpart is somebody that has a little bit problem or hate towards me. So being unable to be understood is a problem. So yes, subtle meaning somehow can be lost in translation or ability of speaking. That's all. I give the control to Toastmaster of the topic master. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Marendra, for your opinion. Yeah, I also I have same experience when I explaining something to people that I really know really well. It's very easy for me. However, after I explain the same topic to other people, they become confused. Yeah, I think it's depending who is the person we're talking to. So yeah, the thank you, Dr. Marina, for your question. Oh, for your answer. Okay, anyone? Let's see.
Apri, I can go.
Okay, we have Dave. Okay. Okay, another question. How has learning another language expand your understanding of subtle difference in meaning?
How has learning other language expanded my understanding of subtleness in different languages? 我会说中文, so I speak Chinese, and learning Chinese has helped me understand what it's like to speak a second language. Another thing, though, I learned in the process is that English has tones. We don't have them on the level of Chinese, but there's a wonderful example to illustrate this. The sentence, I didn't say she stole the book. You can say, I didn't say she stole the book. 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 Um, so you have one sentence changing the intonation, and each of them changes the meaning. Now, in Chinese, my favorite mistake is I was in Beijing with a whole bunch of friends, and I wanted to tell them when my son goes into college, he wants to study chemistry. And chemistry was a new word for me. And after I said that, they all started talking real quickly. And I couldn't understand what they were saying. And then one turns to me and diplomatically says in English, we didn't know that skiing down a mountain could be a major. And chemistry is 化学, skiing is 化学, 化学, 化学. Apparently, I said skiing so well, none of them doubted I said skiing, and they were just debating how can you be a skiing major in college? So, um, so these experiences help me understand that the challenge of learning another language, how small changes in what you say can result in confusion. So learning Chinese has given me a huge new perspective on the world. And I know all of you are multilingual. You have that already. Back to you, Apri.
Oh, that's really interesting experience, Professor Jeff. Yeah. Uh, I also remember that some kind of word that a lot of word in different language that have similar uh, the word, but they have different meanings. So that is one of the that's really confusing. Yeah, yeah. That's also one of the most interesting thing that we can find by learning other language. That's yeah. Okay, anyone to try next? Mm, Joyce, do you want to try, Joyce? About Natalie, you want to try Natalie? Natalie.
Apri, I can speak, but I cannot open my video. Is that okay?
Okay, nice, no problem.
All right.
Okay, I will spin the wheel. Another question, have you ever experienced conflict because someone misunderstood your intention?
Conflict is common, and I think every one of us has experienced it. Oftentimes, I felt like, why does he got mad at me? I came in with a good intention. So let me tell you a story. I came to meet my friend, my old friend, not Yolanda, because I just met her yesterday, but this happened like years ago. And I came to meet her, um, and we had a nice lunch together. And when she started to talk about her life, I just had this feeling of, oh, maybe she wanted some advice. I just wanted to help her. And so I tried to give some advices to her unsolicitedly, unfortunately. After that conversation, she was silent, didn't say anything, but I got her nuances of feeling. So after going home, I called her and I said, hi, I'm sorry if I make you mad or make you angry somehow. Maybe I didn't notice that. And she said, Nat, I just want to talk to you. You just need to listen. I don't need any advice. So I apologized again. And that's when I knew, even though we have a good intention, sometimes if the people or the person that we're talking with do not need that, it's not a good intention and conflict might happen. So, friends, if you ever had a good intention in your heart, but you don't really know whether it's what the other person needed, please refrain from assuming things and going on your own way and start asking clarification. Do you want me to just listen to you? Or do you want me to give you some advice? And once they confirm that, conflict can be avoided and your good intention can be fruitful. Back to you, Apri.
All right, thank you for your sharing, Dr. Natalie. Yeah, I think that's also I have a similar experience with you. That some one day I have a friend who want to talk to me, but I try to fix what their problem, and he got mad. And yeah, I think the clear combination in the beginning is one of the most important point, especially we want to avoid conflict in our communication. Okay, next one to try. Joyces, you want to try? But Tenuri, you want to try also? Okay,
Am I
Tenuri.
audible?
Sure. Okay, I will
Yeah.
turn the wheel for you. Oh, another question. What emotion or subtle expression are hardest for you to express in another language?
Okay. I will be starting in three, two, and one. Emotions are a little too much. Sometimes they are very, very subtle. Like it's so subtle that it just basically a micro expression is enough for you to question your entire existence of communicating with that person. And expressing myself in my own native language, Sinhala, is quite challenging at times, let alone an entirely new language. Now, as someone who grew up in a multicultural place where with me using mostly Sinhala at my home and English in school, I kind of grew up in a very entangled space where I was able to somehow become fluent in both languages and also same for expressing myself. And for that, I'm pretty sure I have to thank movies, cartoons, and books for. But the real problem began when I tried learning another language, French, which was at first very okay. I suppose I can do this, but it kind of got a little more challenging, and I am struggling to express basic emotions like, say, indignation, uh, confusion when I'm saying something, because apparently there are some languages, Romance languages, for example, where like there's a certain intonation and the word of the day, I forgot the word of the day, and nuances that will follow as you express your emotions. So there are times where I have just looked at a person directly in the eye, made one facial expression, and told out something in a whole other meaning with a whole different way of saying, which kind of made people to rethink with why they're even speaking with me at the first place. That's like a lot of emotions which I have to say. So I would say, depending on the language and the instance and who I'm talking with, it really depends a lot. Over to you, table topics next.
All right, thank you. That's what Tenuri for your answer. Yeah, I think it's quite challenging to see the emotion from many different language because uh, yeah, I think we need to learn a deeper because when we're just getting started learning new language, is I think it's pretty hard to give the meaning of it before we actually experience those emotions. So yeah, I think that's the things that we can learn from learning new language. Okay, let's see. About Dia. Dia want to try, Dia? Timer. Okay, I will time you.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, let's see. That is what? Word can like fire in the minds of men. Wow, it's pretty deep.
Well, it's such an interesting quote. I think it's almost the same with what Ben had, that words is so powerful. It can be a knife with two sides. One can make us bleeding, but on the other side, we can also make it useful. So I like the other side, which is the good side, which make us sparks the lights, meaning it's encouraging. One of the way that I use it or maybe practicing it is in Toastmasters when we in the club also has this mentoring session. Sometimes whether the new members are both my mentee or not, I like to encourage them in a way where actually they don't realize that they already have this potential between them. Like this happened a week ago when I encouraged this new member to be the host or Toastmaster of the contest for our area contest. At first, she seemed hesitated, but then I encouraged her, you can do it, right? Because I believe in you, you can do it as you already delivered. Although you back then you delivered just a role as a timer, but you introduce yourself and your role and also delivered your role as a timer excellently. I believe you can do it. That's when she already became our Toastmaster of the contest last week. Over to you, Toastmaster Afi. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Tataria, for your sharing. Yeah, I also met her. She doing a really good job, right? To be a Toastmaster of the meeting. Toastmaster of the contest, yeah. Yeah. I think having a mentor is one of the key ingredients to make the mentee to be more confident and start to like her what motivation to grow. So yeah. Okay, I think that's all. I don't think so that Joyce is available to take the last role, the last participant. Yeah, so far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 participants. And
Yes.
dia spent 2 minutes 14 seconds. Okay. So everyone is eligible, right? Okay, congratulations. And so that is for my session, everybody. And I will give control back to our Tom, Toastmaster Nancy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Apri, for the table topic session. Well, fellow Toastmaster, please raise your hand if you enjoyed the table topic session. Okay, I could see we all of us enjoyed the table topic session, and I do believe that we also learned something about lost in translation. I saw that most of us ever, and I think we ever lost in translation, and it happened many times. Either it is in languages or in day-to-day communication with our friends, family. Sometimes we got lost in translation. But here in Toastmaster, we learn to communicate. So when we get lost in translation, we can communicate and get back into our path. So in Toastmaster, communication help us in our day-to-day life, in professionals and also in our personal life. So what an amazing table topic session. Hopefully you guys learned something in tonight's session and you can bring back something from this session. Okay, now we are moving on to our next session. It is the evaluation session. It is where we get to hear the constructive feedback from the evaluators and also from the general evaluators and also the theme, and they will give us also maybe the tips how to perform better in our next or in our upcoming speeches. So now I would like to call upon our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ben, to present the report. Welcome to the stage, Toastmaster Ben.
All righty then. Great time again, the evaluation session where we get to learn a little bit about how to speak and add those little extra nuances to make us that much better. And our first little role taker here will be our evaluator to evaluate our speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Dave.
Fellow Toastmasters, giving evaluations is a key skill you can learn in Toastmasters. It's valuable for giving feedback to colleagues, friends. Even my boss likes my feedback. Tenuri, she got our attention beforehand with her title. Your title is your first chance to engage the audience. And the title, the story, the song that was never sung, immediately adds a level of curiosity and perspective and makes you wonder, what is she going to talk about? She also began by getting audience participation, having us raise our hands. Audience participation is also a really valuable skill. During her speech, I think she played some music and I could just barely hear it. And I think for something like that, you need to shut off noise cancellation in Zoom. This just happened in another meeting I was in on Saturday too. The person was trying to speak loudly to emphasize points, and Zoom muted them out. And I checked while we were meeting that if you click on the audio button on Zoom, you can temporarily disable noise cancellation, and that'll help you if you want to do special sounds, background sounds, things like that. You have an engaging, enjoyable style. The one more thing when giving a talk, even a non-technical talk like today, it can be helped to give the audience a little bit more structure so we know where you're going with the story. You know the story in your head. We're not sure where the story's going, so it can help to give a little more structure up front and maybe make us even more curious about the song that was never sung. Overall, it was a good talk, and I enjoyed evaluating you. And with that, back to Ben.
All right, good key points. And again, I do love the nuance about your title, right? Adding that little extra, again, people might not have any idea what they're walking themselves into, but with the title, it kind of gives people an idea or maybe a thought. So that kind of helps. Great job, Dave, with that fantastic evaluation. We're going to launch the poll. It's ready to go. There it is. For Toast, this is for, of course, table topics. You can vote for yourself. It's okay. We have 11 people in here, so we should have at least 9 votes on the board. With Natalie and I should be, able to put in it a little bit later there. 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. Missing 1 vote, I think. 1 extra vote. Either way, we're going to go into it. Next is oh my gosh, you guys, be prepared for this. Here it comes. The counter. Let's go, Rendra.
Okay, thank you, Ben. Well, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmaster, I would like to share the screen of mine, which is here. Okay, I believe that you have watched my screen, correct? Cool. So far, during my observations on your speaking English, I have noted some. I'm sure it was not all. However, it seems represents where you tends to use more lexical or non-lexicals. You can see yourself. Yet I would like to emphasize the majority only. For the lexicals, all of us tends to use so. Maybe it is wonderful to say so, or it is just easy to say it. Yet the rest of the lexicals like but, okay, right, all right, tends to be used by us during the meeting. Yet for the lexical, so is the most frequently used. Now we are going to the non-lexicals. It is a counter. I always found out that the use of always be number one. Somehow each of us tends to use if we doubt or wait or putting pause instead of blank, we use or somehow sometimes and yet for tonight I take notes that some of us use repeated word. We repeat the word that apparently it can be avoided, but yet we keep on using it. It's okay. We are all growing. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the reports. In the lexical part, we used to use so. In the non-lexical part, we mostly use and second one is the repeated word. Apri, you have made a lot of parts because you are the table topic masters. And maybe it is a little bit nervous tonight. I don't know why. Maybe you are falling in love in the last Valentine's. It is your call, bro. I think that's all. And give a control back to GE band. Time's yours.
All right. Excellent job there once again there, Marendra. Next, we have there she is. I was going to say our avatar, but not an avatar. Grammarian, Natalie.
Hello, everyone. I'm back right on time as your grammarian for tonight's meeting, and I would like to share my observation of tonight's meeting. I think in general, everyone has spoken excellently. I was amazed at your level of English. It was so smooth, very minor improvement that I could notice on. But let me start with word of the day. Word of the day is nuance. And Ben has said it 4 times, Apri 4 times, Yolanda 3 times, which is quite impressive because he only speak for less than 2 minutes. Leonie 2 times, Natalie twice, and Tenuri once. I think Nancy mentioned it also once. Sorry, it was not pasted here. Next is the quote factory. I don't know why, but tonight we have a lot of quotes. It's like going on a production in a factory, especially from Apri. Words are the most powerful drug used by mankind by Rudolph Kipling. Very intellectually stimulating. Even silence has nuance. I think one of my favorite quotes for tonight, right? It's very applicable. Words can light fires in the minds of men. Promosi Dayan. Some improvement that I could notice on, only like very, very minor. So grammar improvement. I heard somebody said, I met at someone. There needs to be a to be in there. So because it was spoken in the past, I was met at someone. It is a growing since seed into the tree. I could understand the context and the meaning. It just needs some grammar tweaks. So it has grown from the seed into the tree. I think it's a beautiful phrase. When you're able to improve the grammar, then the phrase can even have more impact. Some pronunciation improvement. So I heard somebody said preserve or something like that. I think, and Ben and Dave can correct me on this as native speakers. I think the correct pronunciation is preserve. Preserve. So I just wrote down how you read it. Preserve. Preserve. And somebody said subtle with the B was voiced out. So the correct pronunciation is the B was silent. So subtle, subtle. So that's just the two pronunciation improvement that we can learn tonight. It's great to improve your pronunciation because once you're able to speak like a native speaker, it doesn't have to have a certain accent, but as long as you can pronounce it correctly, people will be able to understand you better. Next, some beautiful usage. Our words are powerful. I do agree with that. Somebody mentioned tonality and explain about the tonality in the table topic session. I think it's beautiful. Sometimes we forgot and we just say, we need to have a different tone, but the actual word that encompasses all the meaning is tonality. Somebody mentioned entangled spears. I thought this is very poetic and very interesting. It means like something that got entangled. Not every tune goes with every song. This is another vivid and poetic words or sentence, which means that not everyone goes with everyone else. Alliteration. I heard somebody said this, and alliteration is basically a phrase that started with the same letter. Somebody mentioned chaotic classroom, and another one said clear communication. So it started with ss or chaotic classroom, clear communication. Also, a person, I think our speaker, Tanuri, used an analogy in her speech. Analogy is a great way to compare something that's abstract into something that's real. So she said, warm, steady. It's something abstract. Like a cup of hot Milo on a rainy evening, something that's tangible. You can touch it, you can feel it, you know it. So it's a great way to express emotion and to bring complex concept into something more down to earth. My pick for tonight is from one of our table topic speaker, spark the light. In other words, ignite. That's all from me. Back to you, Ben.
All right. Good job, Natalie. I haven't seen Natalie be a grammarian in a long time, so having that extra little touch with the visual aids really help. And as the GE, I wanted to kind of add a little extra to one of the pronunciations that Natalie had. Give you all a reason why. So subtle, the word subtle, as she said, has a B in the spelling, but the B is silent. So you ask, why does English do this? We're weird. Okay. So the original word subtle comes from Latin. Okay. Latin, subtilis, right? So this B was actually pronounced subtilis. But as we do in English, we take something else and we kind of change it, and we decided to take it from the French, right? So the til, right? Sautil, I don't know if that's the exact pronunciation, but sautil is the French word for subtle. But the idea is that now that we kind of fast forward, we decided to keep the French pronunciation, but add the B back in there to connect with the Latin roots of the word. Why? I don't know. But subtle debt is another word that has a silent B. Doubt, same thing. So again, debt, right? If you're in a lot of debt from the bank, debitium, which again in Latin had the B, and then doubt, right? I doubt we can ever in this meeting. Just kidding. Dubitium. That's a Latin phrase. But we take the French pronunciations and a lot of words that we have as well, also Greek and so much more. But these are reasons why we keep certain letters, have silent words, kind of why English is actually really difficult when you're trying to learn it. So all of you here that can understand English as a second language, kudos to you. Because Americans, we're stubborn and we don't learn any other languages because we're American. Except Dave, he learned one of the hardest languages, Chinese. So good for him. All right. Cool. Let's go. So again, as the GE, right? We start from the beginning, like last 2 weeks ago when we start the meeting again, right? Again, Nancy did a great job of asking me several months ago, for the new like word of the day and themes. So this is part of that. So we kind of worked together to make sure we had a word of the day and theme set to go. Again, Natalie is my so gentle reminder to say, hey, can you post the schedule? And she did that. And when she does that, I do it, right? Because I forget. Why? I don't know. Okay. Next, we have, again, not a really big crowd, but we do have a, super helpful crowd where we have Dia and Apri, again, not originally members from our club, but they're club coaches. They're always willing to kind of take on a role. And then Dave flying all the way from America to, an Indonesia online. I'm just kidding. Always super helpful. And then Thaneri, again, has come to this club several times now. And, I asked if she wanted to do a speech, and she said, okay, which I love the word yes. It's a really powerful word, talking about powerful words earlier. So, Thaneri, great job of coming in here and, getting some more practice, getting a lot of reps in this very diverse club. So we go from there. And then, of course, with our Tom this evening, Nancy. Great job. Great job, Nancy, with your Toastmaster of the evening. I think this is not your first time doing this, right? No? You've done this before. It is.
No, this is my sometimes
Okay.
several.
Yeah, okay. So that's what I thought. I knew it wasn't the first, but I kind of felt it might have been, but you're not nervous. So either way, you acted like a pro and handled it, able to add a lot of good little extra Nancy nuances. That's alliteration right there too, right? And make it your meeting. Because again, at the end of the day, being a Toastmaster, you have that ability, right, to make this yours, your presentation, your moment. Dave, again, you added a great evaluation. As a native speaker, we do have this ability to add a little extra perspective when it comes to, being an evaluator, when it comes to English organization and kind of what we want, even though Thaneri, her English is pretty outstanding, but you do add that extra little perspective that we all can add. And then I do love the fact that we had some guests, right? Being able to connect out of the world. Yolanda coming back from Toastmasters after a good long absence here in Bali. It was amazing to have you here. Hopefully our online energy was up to your standard of energy, hopefully. Of course, Joyce, thank you for coming in. I'm going to say Liani, right, from Jakarta as well. So I really appreciate you all coming from, Malaysia, Jakarta, right, Sri Lanka, even though she's in Bali, right? She's, from the Netherlands. And of course, Dave from the US. And you guys did a great job. So there it is. Fantastic meeting. Again, one thing that we can make a little bit better is give the speech information to the evaluator, Ben. It'd be nice if you can do that, Ben. And then, we don't have that kind of snafu, Ben. Cool. Back to you, Tom. Nancy, back to you.
Hey, sorry for that. Thank you, Toastmaster Ben, and thank you for all the evaluation from a counter, from the timer. I do believe that that's a good reflection for us that we can take from today's session, all the evaluations and the feedback, and then when we go back, we bring something, and then when we're doing our speech and when we're talking, we can reflect back into this evaluation, and then we can speak better, we can communicate better, we can present ourselves better. Thank you, all the evaluators and the teams for the evaluation session. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end. Okay, to the end of our session. But before that, we are going to announce our best table topic and also prepare speech So I would like to give the control to Toastmaster Natalie.
Thank you, Toastmaster meeting, Toastmaster Nancy, for an excellent hosting. Can we give her another round of applause for Nancy, please? Well done, Nancy. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, as your ballot counter, I would like to announce your favorite speakers for tonight's meeting. For prepared speech and also speech evaluator, it's by default because all of them have stayed within the time. So, I would like to start with the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Tanuri Tassara. Congratulations.
Hey, wait a minute. I would like to take photos of her. Wait, Tenori? Hold on. Okay. 3, 2, and 1. Super.
Congratulations, Tanuri. So happy to have you back again in our club. Please visit us again. Next is our favorite evaluator. Distinguished Toastmaster David Cragen.
Yay, David. Wait. Now I would like to take photo of you too. Hold on. Okay, now pin Dave. I do pin Dave. Okay, cool. Okay, Dave. Get ready. 3, 2, and 1. Ah, Dave smiles so cute. Okay, done. Finish.
Thank you, David. Your evaluation definitely adds value for Tanuri. Last but not least, the real competition of tonight is the table topic speakers. It's a very tight competition with only like one vote difference. So give a drum roll, please. And the winner goes to distinguished Toastmaster David Cragen. Congratulations.
Yeah, David. Wait, I would like to pin him again. And congratulations. 3, 2, and 1. So contagious. Hold on. Okay. I paste it here. Done it.
Thank you, Rendra, and congratulations again, Dave. It was a very compelling table topic. I think everyone was enchanted by the stories that you tell about your Mandarin learning experience. So thank you for sharing that. Okay. I'm playing and using many different hats. So after grammarian, ballot counter, now I'm wearing club president's hat. And I just want to thank everyone who come to our meeting tonight. For all the Bhinneka Club members, Rendra, Ben, Nancy, and myself. I need to thank myself too for showing up in the middle of Chinese New Year season. Thank you so much for being committed. Thank you, Rendra, our forever photographer, the best one ever. And also thank you for all visiting Toastmasters. Distinguished Toastmaster David from the USA. It's morning his time. Toastmaster Tanuri from Sri Lanka. Toastmaster Apri and Dia from Malang and Surabaya, respectively. Toastmaster Leonie from Jakarta. Toastmaster Joyce from Malaysia. And also Yolanda, Toastmasters Yolanda from the Holland, but now in Bali. So thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed tonight's meeting. I would love to hear your comment. And I also would like to give a chance for you after sharing how did you enjoy the meeting? Is it your first time? What do you get from this meeting? After sharing your thoughts and comments, I would like to give an opportunity for you to also promote your club meeting. So you can share your upcoming club meeting so we all can know, and who knows, we can drop by. First up, we're going to start with Toastmaster Dave.
I always enjoy the energy of the club. So even though I had to get up at 6:30 this morning, US time, I still enjoy coming because you have a small club, but a very dynamic club. So you attract me.
Thank you, Dave. You want to share a club meeting or is it good?
Oh, the club meeting was great. Yes. Yeah. very fun. And I thought the table topics were inventive.
Cool. Thank you so much, Dave. And I'll give a chance for Tanuri.
Yeah, I used to, yes, as usual, the same comments. Amazing club, amazing people. I really love the energy in this club. Honestly, like I said in an earlier week, I think, once again, it's my favorite club, honestly. One of my favorite clubs. So, yep, great work and hope to see you guys again soon.
Thank you, Tanuri. Always happy to have you back. Now, Yolanda.
Well, there's a lot I can learn from the Toastmasters. At first, the English language. I've been now in Holland. I hardly speak English, and now I've been walking 5 weeks here in Bali, and that doesn't improve your English very much because it's very, very simple. Very you like coffee. My name is you name. So I had to really catch up in translation in my own head by following the language. And also, every time I hear Tom, I hear a counter, I think, oh yeah, oh yeah. I think if you counted the oh yes, then I would be the winner tonight. Uh, so, but I enjoyed it. Yes, it was very nice. Maybe in 2 weeks I'm still in Bali. I have an awful picture I see because my room is very dark and I can't do anything about that. But in 2 weeks I'll be in a different room and I hope to join again and see you then. Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Yolanda.
Thank you.
We'll see you in 2 weeks then. You
Yeah.
can contact Ben. It's the same Zoom link every time we do a meeting, so you can save the Zoom link information.
Yeah.
So it's easy. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm glad you enjoyed. I would like to ask Leonie from SCBD Toastmasters Club your thoughts, and also at the end you can share your club meeting so that whoever wants to drop by, they can drop by.
Okay. All right. Wait a minute. Let me change my avatar first. Okay. Okay, so it's such a fun and energetic meeting today. I love the diversity of this club. Even if it's just a small club, it's amazing club. I know because there's a lot of great speakers and evaluators and of course district winners here. So it's amazing. And yeah, I hope I can join again in the next meeting. And if you want to visit my club, SCBD Toastmasters Club, because we are expecting the month of Ramadan. So usually we conduct our club meeting hybrid or online in Friday, but in the month of Ramadan, we are conducting it online only at Saturday morning at 10 p.m. If you want to come, feel free because it's going to be full online 10 a.m. GMT plus 7. So it's going to be a little bit, it's a better schedule for those who are outside Indonesia. And yeah, if you want to know more, you can contact me or you can check our Instagram SCBD Toastmasters. Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you, Leonie. Feel free to drop the information on the chat so that people who wants to do so can connect also. Okay. Next, I would like to give an opportunity for Apri and then Dia, and then at the end, Ben will give the last announcement. So Apri.
Okay, for me, from Malang Toastmaster Club, we'll have meeting next Thursday. So you are free, you can feel free to come to our online meeting. And that's it for me.
Cool. You can also write down like the meeting details in the chat, your contacts, so whoever wants to come, they can come. How about Dia?
All right, so my home club is Surabaya Toastmasters Club, and our meeting is on first and third Wednesday of the month, but it's supposed to be this week on Wednesday, February 8th, but 18th, but since it's quite an event, right? Chinese New Year and also first day of Ramadan, so we moved to the last week of Wednesday, so it will be on February 25th on hybrid setting on Zoom and also on site in Surabaya. Thank you.
Thank you, Dia. Again, you can drop by you can drop the information in the chat so people can come if they want. Last but not least, I'll give it to Ben.
Okay, real quick. A little fun fact. I'm just kind of interested because Yolanda, this is for you. Natalie and you mentioned that you're in Holland, but also in the beginning I said the Netherlands, right? So I learned this recently, right? Where Holland is referred to just like the north and the south of the Netherlands, where there's like 12 provinces that are only referred to as the Netherlands. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, there are 12 provinces. We call it provinces, and it's two of them are called. One of them is called North Holland,
Mhm.
and then the other one is South Holland. But we have another 9 or 10 with another name, and the total is Holland. It's
Okay.
quite confusing, even for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the
That's
Netherlands, it's Holland, and and we are Dutch.
yeah. So a
Yeah.
lot of different things. And again, in
Yeah.
America, when we're little kids learning about the world, all we learn about the Netherlands is wooden shoes.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was what we learned.
Yeah. Well, my grandfather wore wooden shoes. Yes. Nowadays, no.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. That's the weird thing about learning about different cultures sometimes is
Yeah.
you get one little thing. All right. Thank you so much for clearing that up. All right, everyone. This is for anybody that's a Toastmaster. April is dues. Wooden shoes to dues. Like that transition. So again, dues are up for that. So as the VPE, we need to make sure we are renewing our membership, hopefully, and hopefully getting at least 8 people because can't have a club without 8 people. That would suck. Anyways, that is it for me, right? Pay your dues. Be part of Toastmasters. Tell a friend. Make them pay for it at least. You like a gym membership. Have them pay for it, but if they don't show up, dang. But at least they paid. Keep your gym equipment in good condition for a long time. Or just show up and have fun. Back to you, Natalie.
Thank you,
Thank
Ben.
you.
Thank you. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for your participation. I hope you enjoyed tonight's meeting. We're gonna be in like a break until March 2nd. So in 2 weeks, we'll see you again. Contact Ben if you want to take any roles or any, speaking slot. And yeah, this meeting is officially adjourned.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
good day.
Bye.
Day, everyone.
Ciao.
Happy
Cheers.
Chinese New Year. Bye
Happy
bye.
Chinese New Year, Nat.
Year.
Now.
Yes.